Good afternoon and welcome to Madison Field, located on the campus of Marshfield High School. And this afternoon's non-conference softball game as the Marshfield Tigers, who already have 3 games in this season and a 2-1 record, will take on the Cardinals of Chippewa Falls, who this is their season opener. And it's a cool, brisk day here at Marshfield, but one good thing is the sun is out. And center fielder and the right fielder may have little problems looking into this sun on a fly ball, but it is, like I said, a little chilly out here. It's I'm just checking here. I'm thinking it's got to be in the 40s here. I know when I left home it was like 42 degrees, but it may have warmed up maybe to about 44, 45. But the winds are a little brisk, and they say that winds could gust up to 20 miles an hour here. And the flags over on that far baseball field over there, she's blowing pretty good right out of that north to northwest area. So fly ball out to right field could get out of this ballpark. The dimensions here are 210 all the way around. This field's been here for about 4 years now, and it's a turf field infield and natural grass outfield that they have. We're going to give you the starting lineups here. First for the Chippewa Falls Cardinals. Batting first and playing second base, number 14, Rosalind Twyman. Batting second, the shortstop, number 3, Georgia Remanowski. Batting third, the catcher, number 17, Lauren Shepard. Batting in the cleanup spot and playing third base, number 10, McKenna Bauer. Batting fifth and playing first base, number 13, Allie Geist. Batting in the sixth spot and pitching today, number 15, Willa Rissinger. Batting seventh and DPing, number 16, Lanny Henkelman. Batting eighth, number 18, and playing left field, Kennedy Swan. And batting ninth, the third or center fielder, number 5, Gracie Amundson. And the flex player is number 11, and playing right field, Claire Hepner. And the starting lineup for the Marshfield Tigers. And leading off and playing center field, coming back from last year, number 1, Delaney Varsho. Batting second, the second team all-conference catcher is Lillian Griesbach, number 4, and catching. Batting third is the third baseman, number 2, Lydia Garvin. Batting in the cleanup spot, all-conference infielder last year for the Tigers, playing third base last year. They have moved her to playing first base this year, is number 11, Madison Krause. Batting fifth and playing shortstop, number 10, Rayanne Costa. Batting sixth and pitching for the Tigers, number 3, Molly Fox. Batting seventh and playing second base, number 5, Madeline Cole. Batting eighth and playing right field, the shortstop, Taylor Weiss. And batting ninth and playing left field, number 13, Cameron Pierce. The Tigers are coached by Becky Linsmeyer. And the head coach for the Cardinals, actually they have co-coaches, is Chelsea Sikora and Jared Faraday. Jared was the head coach going back to, I'm going to have to look here once, where the Cardinals had won the state tournament. That was back in 2012. He was the head coach. The Chippewa Falls Cardinals have been to the state tournament 14 times and have won state championship. And the Marshfield Tigers have been to the state tournament 4 times in school history and winning 2 state championships and a runner-up, winning the championship in 1991, 97, and runner-up in 1998. Right now, they're reading off the starting lineups here, so we're just going to take a little break here, and we are going to be back, and this game is brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com here on Zaleski Sports.
Playing first base, number 13, Allie Geist.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, Yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eclair.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
The big thing for Farmers State Bank is we're a community-oriented bank. We support the community as much as we can. We support all different kinds of organizations, whether it's church organizations or youth organizations, arts organizations, sports, all those things. We help out where we can. The big thing for us is we want to show that we're part of the community and do whatever we can to help and give back. Our slogan is investing in you, and we pride ourselves on that.
And we're back here at Marshfield, and our pregame show is brought to you by Shoot a Funeral Home. Shoot a Funeral Home Services in Stevens Point and Plover is here to help you with all your funeral needs with 2 convenient locations and a personal, local touch. Let your experienced staff serve your family. Learn more at shootafuneral.com. That's shootafuneral.com. And guys, you'll remember prom because it's just around the corner here for the rest of her life. She will. Make sure her prom flowers are the best of the best from Hefco Floral Company in Patriots Tower, downtown Marshfield. We'll finish up the starting lineups here, and we'll be having our national anthem just shortly here.
Now, for those that are able, please stand. Gentlemen, remove your caps and face the American flag behind center field for the playing of our national anthem.
And our national anthem will be just starting here just shortly. Get the warm-up pitches in by pitcher Molly Fox here. And as I mentioned, the Marshfield Tigers are 2-1 on the season. They went up to Rhinelander and played in the Hodag Dome, where they defeated Hayward in their first ball game. They came back from a 5-0 deficit after an inning and a half. And the bats started rattling starting in the bottom of the second inning. And Marshfield came away with a 15-5 victory in that contest. Then they lost to the Medford Red Raiders 4-1, and they beat Somerset for third place in that Hodag up in Rhinelander, beating them 3-2. In fact, in the Hodag, they're kind of trying to get that back together, as the Hodag Dome did collapse in that ice storm that we had a week ago. And it turned out that the power went out up in Rhinelander, and the backup generator never kicked in. And also, next thing you know, it deflated, put some rips in it, and they were supposed to use it for the election on Tuesday, but they had to find a different location for that. But it should be up and running just shortly, as that facility up there is a big, big asset up there. It's a lot of activities that go on up there in Rhinelander, and so they'd like to get that going again. And, of course, during the spring here, it's used a lot for softball. As notice this spring, we've had a wet spring, a snow. We've had more snow, I think, in the last 2.5 weeks than we had all winter. So with me tonight producing is Dan Lau. Dan, glad to have you with me. We worked together down at the state tournament for football, but haven't seen him in quite a while. So first pitch here, just coming up shortly. Fox And leadoff batter for the Cardinals steps out of the box. That is Rosalind Twyman, the second baseman. And Fox coming in with the first pitch is upstairs for ball one. First start at 4:06, time of the first pitch. 1-0 count on the second baseman, Rosalind Twyman. Rock and throw, and catches the outside corner for a call, strike one. 1-1 now on the second baseman, Rosalind Twyman. And as I mentioned, the Cardinals' opening game, and they finished second last year in the Big Rivers Conference behind New Richmond, and landed up losing in the sectional final last year. And Twyman hits one down the right field line, is foul. So she'll come back now with a 1-2 count on her. Fox, who did not see any action as a starting pitcher for the varsity last year, so this is actually her home opener, season opener for her, as she did throw up at Rhinelander and threw very well up there. And she was the winning pitcher in, let's take a look here. I think she was the winning pitcher in both games that they won up at Rhinelander. 2-2 count on the batter, Twyman. Rocking and firing and fouling off to the right-hand side for Twyman. Marshfield so far has been hitting the ball pretty well. They had 8 hits against Medford. They had out-hit Somerset 8-7 and out-hit Hayward 15-9. So actually the bats are working very, very well for the Tigers this year. 3-2 count on the second baseman, Rosalind Twyman. Fox getting the sign from her catcher, Griesbach. And a shot back up the middle. And a base hit for Rosalind Twyman, so she starts out the season with a base hit. Great way to start out the season for the Cardinals with a base hit up the middle. So with nobody down and a runner at first for the Cardinals of Chippewa Falls, bringing up the shortstop, Georgia Romanowski. Rocking and firing and laying one down out in front of the pitcher's mound. Throw over to first, covered by the second baseman, Cole. And we'll credit Romanowski with a sacrifice bunt. And that will go 1-4 for the first out. And Twyman heads over to second, as now in scoring position for the Cardinals. And bringing up the number 3 hitter for the Cardinals, the catcher, Lauren Shepard. Fox gets the sign from Griesbach. Rocks back, and time is called by the catcher, Lauren Shepard, for the Cardinals. As we'll start all over here. And right at the knees, call strike one to Lauren Shepard. Fox right around the plate. She worked the first batter to a 3-2 count, and Twyman landed up getting a base hit to center field. Fox with the sign, rocking and firing. Just miss inside to Shepard. 1-1 count with one down here in the top of the first inning. Actually, the wind has settled down now, as the flags are just pretty much limped out there, so should not be any factor on fly balls. Fly ball down the right field line, third baseman going back. That is Garvin, and she makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 down now with a runner at second base for the Cardinals.
Number 10.
And bringing up the cleanup hitter, the third baseman, McKenna Bauer. Great to get some baseball and softball in. I was down at Rapids last night or Tuesday night at that complex, and just an outstanding. I just can't get over that complex down at Wisconsin Rapids. It's just a fantastic complex. I mean, it cost $8.3, but they got every bit of a fantastic complex down there. But I'll be heading over to Neelsville and taking a look at the Stratford Tigers and the Neelsville Warriors tomorrow also. So you can tune in here on Zaleski Sports, and we'll have maybe about 5 or 6 ball games for you tomorrow. As the count here now is 1-1 on the cleanup hitter, McKenna Bauer, the third baseman. Fox rocking back and firing, and with a changeup, high. Ball 2. 2-1 on Bauer. And we are looking for here. We have found it right here. Stepping out is Bauer. The Tigers will be back in action after this year. This year was originally supposed to be played on Tuesday. And fly ball down the right field line, but going foul as new ball is thrown in. Was supposed to be back on Tuesday, and it was supposed to be a doubleheader, but they are only playing a single game today. The Tigers will be in action tomorrow when they play up in the Green Heck at Schofield, and I understand that's an outstanding complex also. Next pitch by Fox, low and outside, ball 2. Correction, ball 3. We got 3-2 count. But the Tigers will be going up to Schofield to take on the Anigo Red Robins in a contest at 5 o'clock tomorrow evening. Fox rocking back and firing and swinging a miss, and that's the Jamie Wenzel strikeout. And Jamie Wenzel, let's see here, get my read here. Jamie Wenzel, Surf Pro strikeout. Call Jamie Wenzel at Surf Pro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Surf Pro, like it never happened. So the Cardinals come up with nothing on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 laugh. So after a half inning of play, it's the Cardinals nothing and the Marshfield Tigers coming to back. And you are watching high school softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Hi, I'm Big Clarence, and I'm so terrific that Mall Furniture decided to name their latest and greatest sale after me, Big Clarence.
Sorry, Clarence, apparently you misunderstood. It's Mall Furniture's clearance sale. And right now the savings are phenomenal on all the top quality furniture at
Mall Furniture's clearance sale.
That's Mall Furniture's clearance sale.
Clarence!
That's clearance, Clarence.
And we're back here in Madison Field as the Cardinals come up empty here in the top of the first inning. Set your sails and let the winds guide you to River Edge Golf Course for the return of their Friday fish buffet, but only for 4 Fridays, starting March 28th. Cajun broiled deep fried fish plus all the extras. The River Edge Friday buffet returns Friday, March 28th, but only for a limited time. And leading off for the Tigers will be Delaney Varsho, the center fielder. And first pitch upstairs, ball 1. Delaney played a little bit last year for the Tigers, out in the outfield, out in the left field, and she's been moved to center. And a ground ball and base hit for Delaney. Great way to start out the season, as a diving second baseman, Twyman, tried to dive for that, but could not come up it. And Varsho comes up with the start out the season for her at home with a base hit up the middle, and bringing up Lillian Griesbach for the Tigers, the catcher. She was actually the 5th top hitter in the Wisconsin Valley last year, hitting at a 457 clip last year, and a second team all conference, and she is only a sophomore, and an outstanding catcher for Coach Linsmeyer. As the pitcher, Reisinger, looks at her arm for pitch selection. And a shot down the left field line, running over, try to get to it, is Swan. And it just goes out of the outreach arms of the left fielder, Kennedy Swan. So 0-2 count on Lillian Griesbach. Rocking back and firing, and a changeup by Rissinger is high for ball one. 1-2 count. Actually, turning out to be a great, great day. Fouling off is Griesbach for a softball game. Actually, a very nice crowd here at Madison Field for the Tigers' home opener. Rissinger looking at her arm wrist again, where she's got her plays on. Swing and a miss by Griesbach. As she goes down swinging for out number one for the Tigers, and that's a Jamie Wenzel strikeout. Surf Pro, like it never happened. And bringing up Lydia Garvin, the third baseman. In fact, the amazing stat by Lillian. And a base hit. And rounding third is Varsho. And she stumbles a little bit, and luckily the throw was off as she kind of hesitated out there. And Garvin will come up with a base hit and advances to second on the throw as Varsho kind of hesitated coming around second if she should go or not. And she did take off, and luckily the throw was way offline. And so now the Tigers are threatening here in the bottom of the first inning with runners at second and third. And only one out, and cleanup hitter Madison Krause up as she squares around to bunt and right down the main drag for a call, strike one. Rissinger rocking back, firing, swing and a miss, and fouls it off as Madison got a piece of that and was not held on by the catcher, Shepard. So Marshfield trying to look to score some runs here in the top of the first inning. And with the pitch and swing and a miss by Madison Krause on a changeup. So 2 outs. And bringing up the shortstop, Rayanne Costa. As we'll see if Rissinger can get out of this jam here. The runners at second and third for the Tigers. Swing and a miss on a low outside pitch to Costa for strike one. Must be a little windier over on the baseball field across the street. That flag is flying like crazy, and the one we got here is not moving at all. And a long fly ball in the gap, and will not get to it, and 2 runs will score. Rounding first is Costa, going into second with a stand-up double, and 2 runs score for the Tigers to take an early 2-0 lead on a 2-run double by Rayanne Costa. As she took that fastball that was right down the main drag and drove it in the left center field gap and came in standing with a 2-run double. Bringing up the pitcher, Molly Fox. And Molly fouls it off. So great start for the Tigers here as they come up so far with 3 hits here in the first inning. Rissinger looking at her arm for a pitch count upstairs with a changeup for ball one. as Fox steps in, back into the box, gets ready. And the pitch. And fouled it off down the right field line. Good, solid aluminum on that one. All right, with pitch coming in, just upstairs, 2-2. Now on the batter, Molly Fox. Fox, only a freshman, has very good control at the plate and also pitching off the mound. And a shot up the middle, taken by Romanowski. Toss over to first base to Geist for out number 3. But Molly Fox looked very good at the plate there. But the Tigers come up with 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left. And after 1 inning of play, it's the Marshfield Tigers 2. And the Cardinals of Chippewa Falls, nothing. And you're watching high school softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Welcome to Bruce Orthodontics, where we provide comprehensive orthodontic care to patients of all ages. We are now accepting new patients, and we accept most insurances.
Orthodontics is much more than just a job to me. It is my passion and my life. What separates us from other orthodontists is constant continuing education for myself and my staff, compassion, and dedication. Here at Bruce Orthodontics, we change lives one smile at a time. I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
Does your roof need attention? Don't replace it, restore it with Seamless Commercial Roofing. Our process is guaranteed and a fraction of the cost of replacement with no downtime. When your roof needs attention, call Seamless Commercial Roofing in Marshfield.
And we're back here at Madison Field, and for expertise, honesty, and stellar service, look no further than Heritage Auto Body. Their team of professionals uses the latest technology to ensure that your vehicle comes back to you looking like new. They provide free estimates and work with your insurance company to make it easy for you. Heritage Auto Body on Heritage Drive on Marshville's sunny south side. And leading off for the Cardinals here on the top of the second inning, the number 5 hitter, first baseman, Allie Geist, and fouls it off, and trying to make the catch is Garvin, but just out of her reach. So an 0-1 count here on the batter, Geist, as the Tigers jumped out with 2 runs here in the first inning. So, as I mentioned, the bats have been very good to Coach Linsmeyer's ball club for this early in the season. Next pitch by Fox upstairs for ball 1. I was really surprised looking at this. I did not realize that Molly Fox was a freshman. She can play the outfield, the infield, and she's a pitcher. But there are 2 freshmen on this ball club, and the other one, Angela Barnhart, is also a pitcher also. So they're going with 2 very young pitchers here. As they're maybe 1 and 2. And next pitch comes in. It's ball 2 to the batter, Allie Geist. I'm going to take a look here and see who got that loss. Barnhart did get the loss against Medford, but pitched a very good ball game. Next pitch comes in for a call, strike 2. To Geist. Barnhart in that ball game gave up, pitched 4 innings, struck out 1, and walked 2. So 2 very fine freshman pitchers that the Tigers have this year. Pitch and a fly ball. Coming in is Pierce, and Pierce makes the catch for out number 1. Talking to Coach Linsmeyer, she says if defensive-wise, we're not that bad a ball club. You look, we had 3 errors against the Spartans of Somerset and still won the ball game. And otherwise, they had 1 error against Hayward and none against Medford. So a great defensive team for Marshfield. First pitch comes in, ball one, low, as Griesbach makes a nice stop of it. To the next batter, the pitcher, Willa Rissinger. Fox gets the sign, rocks back, and fires, and fouls it off for strike one. And Rissinger, compare pitchers here. Rissinger is a junior, so we have two underclassmen going against each other here. As I mentioned, this is Chippewa Falls' season opener. Last year they finished second in the Big Rivers Conference to New Richmond, and Chippewa lost to actually New Richmond 1-0 in that sectional championship game. And a swing and a miss by Rissinger. And count now 2-2 to the Cardinals pitcher. In fact, the game before that, they beat a very good Stevens Point club 9-5 in that sectional semifinal last year at the Mill Pond Park in Baldwin, where the sectional was held. And they did beat Wisconsin Rapids in the regional final 9-0, and they also beat River Falls 9-1 in that regional. And the next pitch is high for ball four as Rissinger takes a trip down, and that is the second runner that the Cardinals have had on, as Twyman left the game with a base hit. Running a courtesy runner now for Chippewa Falls, number 19, McKenna Benish, a sophomore, will be running for the pitcher, Willa Rissinger. Two to nothing here at Madison Field here in Marshfield. This very nice ballpark was put in about 4 or 5 years ago, and right across the street is a baseball diamond at Safford Field, and I see they're having practice over on it right now. So the varsity of Marshfields is getting ready to start their season also. And the next pitch by Fox is high for ball one. Fox taking her time, getting set, rocks back, and fires, and fouled it off the glove of Griesbach. Marshfield figures to battle Stevens Point this year for the conference. And looking back over the years in the Wisconsin Valley Conference, Point won the conference last year. Back in 23, Point and D.C. Everest tied. And back in 2022, Marshfield took the conference, and with an 11-1 record. And actually, Coach Linsmeyer that was her first year, and she was named Coach of the Year. But otherwise, in 21, D.C. Everest had it, and then in 2020, the COVID hit. So it turned out that, before that, you go from 2019 all the way back to 2004, and Stevens Point won 16 straight seasons. A fly ball out to left field, and coming over is Varsho to make the catch for out number 2, as Henkelman gave it a ride. The left fielder, Kennedy Swan. And I'm looking for my roster again. I just had it a minute here. But here we go. Chippewa Falls, very, very young ball club. They have 5 seniors only on the team, and they've got like 17, 18 on the roster here. So very, very young ball club. A big sophomore and junior class. And a fly ball, line shot to the right fielder, and Weiss makes a catch for out number 3. As Swan gave it a shot off, and it was right to Weiss for out number 3. So the Cardinals come up with no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left. And so after 1.5 innings of play, it's the Marshfield Tigers 2 and the Cardinals of Chippewa Falls nothing. And you're watching high school softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Hey everybody, Nat over at Wheeler Chevrolet GMC, and I am standing in our all-new express lane, open now, no appointment necessary. Stop on in and get things like oil changes, filters, quick lubes, no appointment necessary. See you soon.
The Sports Den, located on Marshfield's sunny south side since 1975. The Sports Den has the area's best selection of outdoor equipment. Find top brands of snowshoes, cross-country and downhill skis, snowboards, swimming equipment, skateboards, and more. The Sports Den has a full-service bike repair center along with top bike brands, Specialized, Trek, and others. The Sports Den is Central Wisconsin's Fat Bike headquarters. Visit the Sports Den in Marshfield Monday through Saturday and thesportsden.net.
And we're back here at Madison Field. And leading off is the second baseman, Madeline Cole. And Cole with a line shot right to the shortstop, Romanowski. And she had to reach up for it, but she corralled that and as Cole just gave it a ride right at her. That liner was just like it was shot out of a cannon. And so Marshfield making great contact. And brings up the right fielder, Taylor Weiss, in the number 8 spot. And did she go around? They're going to peel it? No, she did not. As Weiss checked her swing on that. Rissinger looking at her pitch selection and fouls it off by Taylor Weiss for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning from Madison Field, located on the campus of Marshfield High School. Rissinger set, and the delivery. Just low and away. Ball 2. 2-1 to Taylor Weiss. And the delivery high upstairs, ball 3. As we'll see if Marshfield can get a runner on here. And they'll get to the number 9 hitter of Marshfield, which is Cameron Pierce. And ball 4 as Taylor Weiss gets on. Bringing up the left fielder, Cameron Pierce. The top of that batting order for the Tigers has been doing very well as Griesbach's been hitting the ball well early here in the season. And as Pierce squared around and just caught the outside corners at the letters for a call, strike 1. 0-1 count on Pierce. And the pitch. And they're saying she offered for strike 2. The count now is 0-2 on the batter with 1 out. Weiss at first. She got on with a walk. And the delivery. And a call, strike 3, and that's a Jamie Wenzel Surf Pro strikeout. Surf Pro, like it never happened. Just caught right at the knees on Cameron Pierce, and back to the top of the batting order is the center fielder Delaney Varsho, as Delaney had a base hit to center field to lead off for Marshfield back in the first inning. And pitch down low. in that game with the Spartans of Somerset. Madeline Cole went 2 for 2 with a double. Costa went 2 for 2 with a home run. And Griesbach went 2 for 4 with a double. So great contact by the Tigers in that contest, winning that one 3-2 in the Hodag Dome. Next pitch to Varsho was a strike. Count now 1-1 to Varsho. And a changeup way up high. She kind of hit her leg on that, or hit her leg when she delivered that, and that ball just rolls very high as the catcher, Shepard, had to jump for that one. Otherwise, it would have gotten away from her, and Weiss could have landed up at second. So, 2-1 count. Now on the batter, Varsho, with 2 down. And foul ball off to the left-hand side. You know, since they filled that hole over here, it used to be like a holding pond over here, and it used to be a swamp, and balls would get lost in that swamp. And they filled that in finally, and now kids can get to the balls easier now. 2-2 count. And a shot out to center field, and going back is the shortstop, but coming in to make the catch is Amundsen out in center field for out number 3. So the Tigers come up with no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left. And after 2 complete innings of play, it's the Marshfield Tigers 2 and the Cardinals of Chippewa Falls nothing. And you're watching high school softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield has tasty char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between. Check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See Chips' complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream, all served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield. Be a champ and have a chipperific day.
And we're back here at Madison Field, where the Cardinals will start here in the top of the 3rd inning. Game moving right along. And leading off for the Cardinals will be the number 9 hitter, center fielder Gracie Amundsen, who made that final catch out in center field for the 3rd out to end the inning. First pitch comes in right at the knees for a call, strike 1. Your comfort and convenience is your top priority. They service all brands, and they do complete furnace and air conditioning installation, providing professional service to Stratford, Marshfield, and the surrounding areas. Call Stratford Plumbing and Heating today, your home comfort experts. Next pitch into Amundsen is low for ball 1. Fox gets the sign and deliver. Oh, right down Main Street with that fastball for a call, strike 2. 1-2 count now on the center fielder Gracie Amundsen. And the delivery by Fox outside. 2-2 count now on Amundsen. Amundsen, the number 9 hitter for the Cardinals. And the delivery. And a ground ball to the shortstop. That's Costa. And Costa gets it over and to Kraus at first for out number 1. Defensive-wise, the Tigers have just been very good so far early in the season here. And back to the top of the batting order for the Cardinals is second baseman Rosalind Twyman, as she started out the game with a base hit to center field, so she's 1 for 1 on the day. And pitch right on the outside corner. Fox working the corners very well. This goes back watching her pitch. I'd put her right now in the same category. We're going to go way back, Marshfield fans, to Kim Shoup and Tammy Myers. And I'll tell you, Tammy and Kim could hit the corners very, very well. And I know back when I was umpiring, I had great opportunity to umpire when those two were pitching, and they were two phenomenal pitchers for Coach Pete Kapleen's ball club, and later on went on to win a state title back in 1991. So, but Fox, I think she's going to be a good one. And ground ball and base hit as Twyman picks up her second hit of the day with a shot past the second baseman, Cole.
The single by Twyman brings up number 3, the shortstop, Georgia Romanowski.
The shortstop, number 2 hitter, Georgia Romanowski. So one down here in the top of the third inning. The Cardinals have had a runner on each inning, but could not get either one of them in. And a running strike. You know, I was umpiring college ball also many years ago, and I first saw that college ball, and it's like, wow, your timing has to be perfect, because if you land up making contact and your foot's outside of the box, you're called out. But they take a little run at it and just punch and Judy it. And the next pitch by Fox is inside for 1-1 count now on Romanowski. She's 0 for 0. She had a sacrifice bunt back in the first inning to advance Twyman over to second base. And fouling it off is Romanowski, and it's a 1-2 count as the third base coach giving Romanowski a little direction there. Romanowski stepping back now into the box. Fox gets a sign and the deliver. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's a Jamie Wenzel strikeout at Serve Pro. They're number 1, like it never happened.
The strikeout brings up number 17. The catcher,
So 2 down now for the Cardinals, bringing up the number 3 hitter, the catcher, Lauren Shepard. As Lauren popped out to the third baseman first time up. Fox rocking back, and the delivery. Right at the letters, cover call, strike 1. And the wind is picking up again here at Madison Field. Before over on Safford Field, the flag was flying pretty good, and here it wasn't. Now both of them are going pretty good. Swing and a miss on an outside pitch by Shepard for strike 2. 0-2 count with 2 down and a runner at first. And that is Twyman, who got down for the second time. And delivery. And a call, strike 3, right on the outside corner for a Jamie Wenzel strikeout as Serve Pro, like it never happened. And so the Cardinals get a runner on, but they can't advance it, so they have no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. And after 2.5 innings of play, it's the Marshfield Tigers 2 and the Cardinals of Chippewa Falls 0. And you're watching high school softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
And we're back here at Marshfield's Madison Field, and we're waiting for the catcher to get the warm-up pitches here. And we're going to tell you about Infinity Exteriors. Infinity Exteriors installing peace of mind roofing, siding, and windows built to last. Saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors, we guarantee quality you can trust. And Bruce Orthodontics provides comprehensive orthodontic care for patients of all ages. They are now accepting new patients at their Marshfield office and accept most insurances. At Bruce Orthodontics, they're changing lives one smile at a time. Set up a free consultation today. And Nuts Deep on Mondays were made for Mac. Get to Nuts Deep 2 of Marshfield for Mac Mondays and try one of our delicious Mac options. There's a whole menu of options at Nuts Deep 2 in Marshfield, so hurry in and find your favorite. Leading off for the Tigers here in the bottom of the third inning will be the catcher, Lillian Griesbach. You know, I was going to make that comment before. You know, she had like 40 plate appearances last year in conference. And the amazing stat about this is that last time Lillian was up, she struck out swinging. And I like it. If you're going to strike out, do it swinging rather than looking at a pitch. But she only struck out one time in like 42 plate appearances last year in conference play. So she's very aggressive and makes great contact. And the next pitch coming in is low and away for ball 2 to the catcher, Lillian Griesbach, who was a second-team all-conference last year in the Wisconsin Valley as a freshman. And so a very young, when you think about it, very young battering team of a freshman pitch. And she tried checking a swing, and Lillian went around as they appealed it down to the first base umpire, and he says, yes, she went. So 2-1 count now on the catcher, Lillian Griesbach. And you think about it, with two freshman pitchers and Griesbach only a sophomore. So Coach Linsmeyer is pretty much set for the next, let's say 2 more years after this with those 3 outstanding athletes. Pitch by Rissinger and swing and a miss. Strike 2, and now 3-2 to the catcher Lillian Griesbach. And rocking. And a call, strike 3 as she goes down. Call. That's a Jamie Wenzel strikeout. Serve pro like it never happened. And coming to the plate now is the third baseman, Lydia Garvin. So 1 down here in the bottom of the third inning. And pitch right down the pipe for a call, strike. Very fast ball game here. Here we are in the bottom of the third, and we're only about not even 45 minutes into this ball game. And a swing and a miss right on the outside corner. That pitch was very aggressive swing by Lydia Garvin. Lydia had a base hit last time up back in the first inning and scored. Pitch outside. Both Varsho and Garvin scored back in the first inning on a double in the left center field gap by Rayanne Costa. So Costa with 2 RBIs there. Next pitch right on the inside corner, right at the letters. As that is now strikeout number 5. And bringing up the cleanup hitter, the first baseman, Madison Krause. Madison struck out swinging back in the first inning. And a bouncer to Hopper to the shortstop. Throw over to first. Great throw by Romanowski to get Krause at first for out number 3. So the Tigers send 3 batters and 3 outs. So no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. So after 3 complete innings of play, it's the Marshfield Tigers 2 and the Cardinals of Chippewa Falls nothing here on Zaleski Sports, and it's brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Leading off for Chippewa in the top of the fourth, number 10, the third baseman, McKenna.
And we're back here at Madison Field. And the top of the fourth inning, Tigers leading by a score of 2-0. And coming to bat for the Cardinals will be the third baseman, McKenna Bauer. McKenna struck out swinging back in the first inning. And a pitch by Fox. Only went maybe about 40 feet on that as it bounced in to the catcher's glove. Delivery by Fox. Low and inside. Ball 2. They're talking temperatures next week in the 50s and 60s, so fans come on out to watch some high school baseball and softball. And next pitch comes in as a call, strike 1 to Bauer. 2-1 now on the third baseman for the Cardinals. Fox rocking back and delivering. And right at the letters for call, strike 2. As Fox has 3 strikeouts so far and 1 walk in this contest. Fox taking her time and delivering high and outside. Ball 3, full count, 3-2, and nobody out as Bauer is the leadoff hitter here in the top of the fourth inning. And Fox with the delivery. And a ground ball to the second baseman, Cole. Cole over to Kraus. Plenty of time with first out. Not really a lot of highlight plays in this ball game so far. Just that first inning, Dan. So won't be much of a highlight film on this one here. Fox with the delivery. And a drive to left field. Going back, coming over to her right is Pierce and makes the catch as Geist has hit twice out to the left fielder with some pop to it. And now the pitcher, Willa Rissinger, is now batting. She walked back in the second inning. 2 down for the Cardinals. Fox with the delivery. With a strike right at the letters. Very good control by Fox. I mean, for a freshman, she handles herself very well out on the mound. And catching right on the outside corner and making a swing at it is Rissinger, but she cannot connect on that fastball for strike 2. I'm going to have to ask Coach Linsmeyer about these 2 freshmen that I don't know where she pulled those out, but boy, they are very, very impressive. Fox on the rubber, gets the sign, rocks, and deliver, and fouled it off by Rissinger. Pitcher against pitcher here. 1-2 count on Willa. And Willa, as I mentioned before, is only a junior. She'll be back next year. And a fly ball. Shortstop going back and making the catch is Costa for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down for the Cardinals in the top of the fourth inning. And we've got a score after 3.5 innings of the Tigers 2 and the Cardinals nothing. And you're watching high school softball here on Zaleski Sports Brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Hi, I'm Josh Marks, owner of Infinity Exteriors. 9 out of 10 brand new roofs can't pass a simple manufacturer warranty inspection, meaning 9 out of 10 brand new roofs have no warranty. Infinity operates on principles instilled in my Marine Corps service: honor, courage, and commitment. Infinity is meticulous craftsmanship, unbeatable quality, and always at the best price. Infinity buys more, pays less, passing those savings directly to you. We're booking new roofs, siding, and windows. Call today.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
Just like these players bring their best to the field, Ridgetop Exteriors brings top-tier performance to your home. From roofing projects to siding, windows, and doors, Ridgetop Exteriors has the winning strategy to protect your home. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com and score big with trusted, local, affordable service. Leading off for the Tigers here in the top or bottom of the fourth inning, the shortstop, Ryan Costa, as she had a 2-run double in the left center field power alley to put the Tigers on the board at 2-0. That's where we stand right now. Rissinger and Costa fouls that one back for strike one. Chippewa Falls will be in action next Tuesday when they travel to Eau Claire North to take on the Huskies of Eau Claire North. And foul ball by Varsho makes the count 0-2. And so they'll be in conference action right away. And the way they set their schedule up, it's like they set it up like the baseball does in the Valley. They play back-to-back against each other. And Costa lands up looking at call strike 3 on the outside corner for out number 1. That's a Jamie Wenzel strikeout. Serve pro like it never happened. And now batting the pitcher, Molly Fox, the pitcher. And Molly grounded out to the shortstop. Back in the first inning. First pitch, upstairs. No, what they do is they'll play Eau Claire North on Tuesday, and then on Thursday, Eau Claire North will come to Casper Park and play North in Chippewa Falls again. So you'll see them twice in like 2 days. And the rest of the schedule is like that also. In that conference is Eau Claire North, Hudson, Menominee, Rice Lake, Superior, Eau Claire Memorial, New Richmond, and River Falls. So they don't play much of a non-conference schedule because they play each other twice here. So, and it's a big conference, not like Marshfield's where it's a smaller amount of teams in the conference. So Marshfield has to fill it in with non-conference games. Next pitch catches the inside corner at the knees. It's a 3-1 count now to the pitcher, Molly Fox. We'll see who gets the best of this one here. Will it be Rissinger or will it be Fox? Rocking and fire and fouls it off the plate. Comes back to the fence here for strike 2. 3-2 count now on the pitcher, Molly Fox. And the Tigers, they will be in action, as I mentioned, Friday, April 4th, when they go over to the Green Heck. That's tomorrow. And a ground ball to the shortstop. Throws over. Great arm by Romanowski and gets Fox in plenty of time for out number 2. That's the second time that Molly has grounded out to the shortstop. Bringing up the second baseman, Madeline Cole. Madeline lined out to the shortstop back in the second inning, and Romanowski had to climb for that, the one that she hit, but made a great defensive play. And Madeline made great contact on it also. So great defensive play and great contact by the batter. Reisinger with the pitch upstairs. Ball 2. 2-0 count with 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Reisinger with the delivery and a call strike right at the knees to Madeline Cole. Now 2-1 count with 2 down. Nobody on. And the delivery. And fly ball out to right field and right at the right fielder, Hepner, for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down, as Rissinger has now retired 7 in a row for the Cardinals. And we have the same score as we had for the last 3.5 innings. It's the Tigers 2 and the Cardinals nothing. And you're watching high school softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, how can I help you?
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken has been voted best pizza in Marshfield 16 years in a row. Scotty's Pizza and Chicken is ready for your call now. Choose drunken chicken, BLT, western, mac and cheese, sweet chili chicken, and more. Plus, Scotty's has broasted chicken, fish sandwiches, salads, and desserts. Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, 715-384-8118 and Scotty'sPizza.com.
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, how can I help you?
We're back here at Madison Field, and thanks to our game day sponsors, Browns Bar, Woodfield Inn and Suites, Rem's Funeral Home, and G&D Wood Products. Leading off for the Cardinals here in the top of the 5th inning, the DP, number 16, Lanny Heinkelman. Vox rocking back and delivers and catches the outside corner for call strike 1. When buying or selling, Brock & Decker Real Estate is the team you need by your side. Brock & Decker has all the tools you need to feel confident in selling or buying. Call Sammy or Sue today or visit them on North Central Avenue at brockanddecker.com and on Facebook. And the delivery by Fox is a ground ball to the shortstop and toss over the first as Kraus reaches and gets the catch to retire Hinkleman for out number 1. A 2 hopper to Costa at short. Defensive-wise, Marshfield has always been tough. And Fox getting the sign from Griesbach. And delivery upstairs, ball 1. The left fielder, Kennedy Swan, now batting for the Cardinals. She's in the number 8 spot today. And we've got a timeout here as the pitching coach, Dan Costa, going up to talk to Fox. The assistant coaches are Mike Voss and Dan Costa. And also we've got also Lauren Jacoby, former Marshfield standout, and Brenda Conradi on the coaching staff for the Marshfield Tigers. As the conference has ended, Fox ready to deliver the next pitch with a 1-0 count, and 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning, and a fastball, swing and a miss by Swan. And it looks like the JV game might be over with as players are coming. JV players are showing up here at the varsity complex. Next pitch, upstairs, ball 2, 2-1. Fox rocking back, and the pitch. Just missed that inside corner. 3-1 count. Kennedy lined out to the right fielder. Back in the second inning. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Full count, 3-2. Now in the left fielder, Kennedy Swan. And the point up, and the pitch, and a ball. And that stops the string of retiring 6 straight players.
That walk brings up Chippewa Falls right fielder number 5, Gracie.
As that is only the 4th time the Cardinals have had a runner on. 2 walks and 2 singles. And now batting the center fielder, Gracie Amundson. Pitch. Catches the outside corner for a call, strike 1. Gracie grounded out to the shortstop. Back in the 3rd inning. Fox getting ready, rocking, and deliver. And throw down to first by Griesbach. And back in plenty of time is Kennedy Swan. 1-1 count with 1 down here in the top of the 5th inning. Tigers leading 2-0. And the pitch just missed the inside corner. I think Coach Linsmeyer kind of questioned that call as Griesbach was looking over in the dugout, and I think she asked where that pitch was. And Griesbach said down. And catching the outside corner on the next one to make it a 2-2 count on the center fielder, Gracie Amundson. One down with a runner at first. Tigers up 2-0. Tying run at the plate. Fox rocking and deliver. High and outside. Ball 3. 3-2 count now. Winds just picking up a little bit. They said in some areas they were talking possibly a 40-mile-an-hour gust. I don't think we have that here, but if you had a 40-mile-an-hour gust, you get it up in the wind here, and she's going to fly out of right field here if you had a 40-mile-an-hour wind. But it is gusting pretty good. And a fly ball going back is a center fielder, and Varsho misses it. And going into second base is Amundson with a stand-up double, and going to third is Swan. So the Cardinals threatening here in the top of the 5th inning as a double by Amundson to center field puts the Tigers in great shape, and the person that you don't want to really see right now in this situation is the second baseman, Rosalind Twyman, as she has 2 singles already tonight. 1 back in the 1st inning, 1 in the 3rd. 1 to center field, 1 to right field. So the tying run is at second with 1 down here in the top of the 5th inning. The Tigers up 2-0. And the pitch, swing and a miss by Rosalind Twyman, the second baseman. As Twyman gets back into the box, gets set. Fox gets the sign, rocks, and delivers. Catches the outside corner for strike 2. Little delay call there by the home plate umpire, but he's been calling that a strike all day long. Rocking and delivering. And gets by the Griesbach. Griesbach tosses it, and coming in with a wild pitch and bounces off the helmet and got her at home, as 1 run will score as Amundson tried to score on that throw and was thrown out 2-1 for the second out. So now with nobody on base and the score 2-1 Tigers. And a shot out into left field and takes a bad bounce and throw going into third base as Twyman hits a rope out the right field. And we'll give her a double on that. And now the shortstop, Georgia Romanowski, who has a sacrifice bunt back in the first and a struck out swinging back in the third. Let's see if they can plate this run for the Cardinals with a runner on second with 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning for the Cardinals. And the pitch. And we've got a bunt. And we're going to give her a base hit on that. It hit the glove and bounced. And that will be a base hit for Romanowski and advance the runner. To third base.
The catcher, number 17, Lauren Shepard.
So 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning, 2-1. Runners at the corners. Fox with the delivery upstairs, and they're going to let Romanowski steal second. So runners now at second and third with 2 outs. And the pitch, low and away. Ball 2, 2-0. To the shortstop, to the catcher, Lauren Shepard. Lauren has popped out to the third baseman and was called out on strikes back in the 3rd inning. And the pitch, low. Ball 3. First base is open. With 2 down. Base hit could give the Cardinals a lead here. Fox looking in and delivery. And a call strike. 3-1 count now to Shepard. Cardinals threatening here in the top of the 5th inning. And Fox rock and delivery. And low for ball 4. So that is the second walk that Fox has given up here in the 5th inning. And that's only the second walk, or excuse me, the third walk that she has issued in today's contest. Now would be a good time for a strikeout. And coming up is McKenna Bauer, the third baseman, as she has struck out swinging back in the first and grounded out the second back in the 4th inning. As she fouls off that first pitch for strike 1. Bauer gets set in the box. Fox gets the sign from Griesbach. Rocks and fires with a changeup, high and outside. No place to put him. Tying run at third. Go-ahead run at second. And no place to put her. 1-1 count. And high, ball 2. Fox steps out of the circle to get her composure, steps back in the circle on the rubber. Bauer set in the box. Fox with the sign. Rock and delivery. Down low. 3-1. And like I said, no place to put her. With 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning. 2-1 ball game. Fox gets a sign from Griesbach. And time is called as Bauer wants time. Steps out of the box. Gets her composure. Gets back in the box. She's ready. Fox with the delivery. And a shot down the right field line, but foul. 3-2 count. It'll be traveling time for all 3 runners. As soon as that ball is released, it'll be traveling time. And a shot in the gap could score all 3. Fox gets the sign and delivers. And swing and a miss, strike 3 as Fox gets out of it. And the Cardinals come up with 1 run on 2 or 3 hits. No errors and 3 left. So after 4.5 innings of play, it's the Marshfield Tigers 2 and the Cardinals of Chippewa Falls 1. And you're watching high school softball here on Zaleski Sports and brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Take your valuable possessions from outdoors to indoors with help from ShedsDelivered.com. It's your one-stop shop for sheds, barns, cabins, garages, greenhouses, chicken coops, and hunting blinds, all crafted by skilled Amish artisans. Headquartered in Loyal, Rod and April make it easy. Just visit ShedsDelivered.com to design your perfect structure. With short lead times and free delivery and installation, Sheds Delivered is the smart choice for outdoor storage. That's ShedsDelivered.com. Go today.
And we're back here at Madison Field. Great job by Molly Fox, as she was a tough situation there. It was a 3-1 count. She got that second strike, and so you had bases loaded, 2 down, and she came in with a fastball and striking out McKenna Bauer as she went down swinging, and Fox gets out of it to preserve this 2-1 lead for the Tigers. In fact, so far, that was the most productive inning that the Cardinals have had in this contest, as they now have stranded 6 runners. And going into that, the Cardinals only had 2 hits. They now have 5 on the evening. They've got 1 run on 5 hits, no errors, and they've stranded 6. And for the Tigers, 2 runs on 3 hits, all coming back in the first inning. And no errors and stranded 2. First pitch fouled off by the leadoff hitter, Taylor Weiss, the right fielder. Taylor walked back in the second inning. As we are now here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And we'll just kind of check here. Oh, the temperature is 45 degrees and feels like 39. Man, it's almost a heat wave, considering some of the days we've had. So, 1-1 count right on the outside corner to Taylor Weiss, as both pitchers, Rissinger and Fox, have been working the corners perfectly today. 1-2 count now on Taylor Weiss. And she goes down swinging for out number 1. And that is now strikeout number 7 for her. So she's given up 2 runs and on 3 hits, struck out 7 and walked 1. So great control by the junior Rissinger. And first pitch to left fielder Cameron Kears is high for ball 1. Willa checking her armor there where she's got her pitch display there. And the pitch is outside to Pierce, the number 9 hitter for the Tigers. Rocking and delivering high upstairs. 3-0. And the next pitch, ball 4, as Tigers now have a runner on. And back to the top of the batting order for the Marshfield Tigers is Delaney Varsho. Delaney is 1 for 2 today. Made great contact. Had a base hit to center back in the first. A long fly ball back in the second inning. And now batting here in the 5th inning with a runner on base. And a 1-0 count to Varsho. And inside pitch to Delaney Varsho. As I mentioned, she played a little bit of left field last year for the Tigers, and they've moved her now to the center field. She's got great speed. She was on that Tiger basketball team this year also. Next pitch, Taylor hesitated a little bit, but it was a called strike, catching the outside corner. 2-1 count now to Delaney Varsho. In varsity games last year in the conference, she played in 10 ball games for the Tigers last year. They had 31 plate appearances last year for the Tigers. Three and 1 count to Varsho with a runner at first. That is Pierce. And the pitch. And a call strike. Catching the outside corner. 3-2 count now to Varsho. And Rissinger rocks. And a shot over the shortstop's head into the gap. Rounding second is Pierce, going into third, and Delaney Varsho will go in standing up with a double, her second hit of the ball game. And moves that runner, Pierce, over to third. As great contact. And a timeout is called as a pitching coach for the Cardinals. Rich Rosenau, the pitching coach, comes out. And it looks like they're going to make a change here. As Rissinger is going to go out to the outfield. And I think she's going to play right field. And coming in to pitch, we'll get a number here. Number 4. That would be Delaney Barrow is now pitching. And she will be, as Rissinger will go out to, I'm thinking she's going out to right field. Right field, and I think coming out will be Taylor Weiss, and Barrow will go into that number 8 spot. So a change as the Tigers are threatening here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And pitch comes in and outside, first pitch by Barrow is outside for ball 1. As Barrow looks at her arm, pitch selection, and a shot right to the line drive, right to the left fielder, as Pierce was about almost halfway down the line. She had to come back, but a heck of a shot by Lillian Griesbach for out number 2. And now third baseman Lydia Garvin. Lydia has a base hit back in the first and scored and was called out on strikes back in the third. And we have a timeout here. Well, they've got a little problems with the base out there, I guess. They're saying it maybe sticking up too high, or I don't know how that home plate umpire could see that way back here with a pitcher in between them. First pitch comes in and low and inside for ball 1. Garvin 1 for 2 on the day. Great outing by Rissinger today. And a shot down the right field line, and fair ball. And 2 runs are going to score for the Tigers, and going in, trying for 3, and sliding in is Garvin with a triple. A 2-run triple by Lydia Garvin down the right field line as the Tigers take a 4-1 lead here now in the bottom of the 5th inning. So 2 down with a runner at third, as the Tigers try to put a little more insurance runs on the board. Cleanup hitter, first baseman Madison Krause at the plate. Madison is struck out swinging back in the first and grounded out to the shortstop in the third. And catching the outside corner for a call strike 2. As the Tigers are coming up with the big hits when they need them. Next pitch to Krause is upstairs for ball 1. 1-2 with 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Tigers had not had a hit in the last 3 innings, but they've put 2 extra base hits together here in the 5th inning to score 2 runs. As a big 2-run triple by Lydia Garvin. So Krause now with a 3-2 count. And first base open. Pitch by Barrow. And a ground ball to third. 2-hopper. Throw over to first. In plenty of time to get Madison Krause for out number 3. But the Tigers come up with 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors. And 1 person left on base. So after 5 complete innings of play, it's the Marshfield Tigers 4 and the Cardinals of Chippewa Falls 1. And you're watching high school softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Hiller's True Value in Marshfield, Central Wisconsin's Milwaukee Tool Destination Center. The tools you trust from the people you can depend on. Shop the store within a store and find what you're looking for.
That's what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for.
Now that's what I was looking for. Looks like you found what you're looking for.
We redesigned our store to offer the biggest selection of Milwaukee tools.
A selection so big you'll need a map to find your way out.
Hiller's True Value in Marshfield, Central Wisconsin's Milwaukee Tool Destination Center.
And we're back here at Marshfield at Madison School, Madison's Field, which is located on the property here of Madison School. And we now have a new pitcher. We have Angela Barnhart, the other freshman, now in the starting lineup with Wolf, I think, Fox coming out. So we'll get to see a look at both freshman pitchers for the Tigers. As I mentioned, Barnhart threw very, very well back. If I can find my sheet here. Back in that tournament up in Rhinelander, as she did take the loss in that contest 4-1 against Medford, but she threw 4 innings, gave up 2 walks, and struck out 1. So had a very nice outing up there at Rhinelander. But now pitching for the Tigers is Angela Barnhart. So we've got that on the book here, and now batting for the Cardinals, leading off is the first baseman, Allie Geist. She has flown out to left field both times, made great contact, and a line shot to the shortstop for out number 1 as Costa squeezes the glove for out number 1. As Fox struck out 5 and walked 3 in the contest, gave up 1 run on 5 hits. And so a great outing by Molly Fox, and pitched by Barnhart is a swinging strike for strike 1.
Now at the plate, Chippewa, number 15, Willa Reisinger.
And Reisinger now at the plate, playing right field now for the Cardinals. Barnhart with the pitch. Just inside, just missing. 4-1, Tigers out in front. Here we are in the top of the 6th inning. And the game's about an hour and a half old right now. Barnhart, set and delivery. And just low, 2-1 with 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Barnhart just taking her time out there. And the shot out to center field to Varsho. Varsho squeezes for out number 2. Bringing up the DP, Lanny Henkelman. Lanny flew out to the center fielder and grounded out to the shortstop back in the 5th inning. The next time you shop your insurance, call Brad Krecklau and EM Pierce, your full-service rural mutual insurance agents in Marshfield. Call 715-384-2826 today. And Barnhart getting ready and deliver. Swing and a miss by Henkelman. Next Step Prosthetics, providing prosthetics and orthotics throughout central Wisconsin. Take your next step and contact them today. And coming up at the end of this contest, we'll have the Nasonville Dairy postgame show. And a fly ball out to right field and lost it in the sun. That would be out in right field. we're going to give her a triple, as I don't think she touched that at all. And Weiss just lost that completely in the sun out there. She's looking in that sun. And as she's standing out there right now, she's got her hands out like she's saluting, and she's holding her hand up there to block the sun. So Cardinals threatening here in the top of the 6th inning with a triple, 2-out triple by Henkelman. And it'll bring up Kennedy Swan, who has walked back in this 5th inning and lined out to the right fielder in the 2nd inning. And the Tigers are leading 4-1. That would have been the 3rd out for the Tigers. It would have been 3 up, 3 down for Barnhart. Barnhart gets the sign from Griesbach. And a pitch. Just missed. And I've got papers flying all over the place here as we're getting a breeze in here now. Barnhart getting a sign now from Griesbach. And she gives a nod. Yeah, that's the pitch I want. And the delivery. And a swing and a miss. Yes, that was definitely the pitch she wanted to give, as it makes the count now 2-1 on Kennedy Swan, as Kennedy is 0 for 1 on the day and scored a run back in the 5th inning, the only run for the Cardinals, as she scored on a wild pitch back in the 5th. Barnhart. Delivery and fouled off into the screen along the right field side here. 2-2 count to the left fielder, Kennedy Swan. And delivery and a changeup, and that one's fired back into the playground area over here at Madison School. Barnhart a little disgusted out there as she slams that ball into her glove a couple times. Let's see if she can get that 3rd out here on this next pitch. And the delivery. Low. Ball 3. 3-2 with 2 outs. As Swan looks down at her coach here, and she says, you got to have it right about belt high. You take that and you drive that ball. And so Kennedy Swan gets situated in the box. Barnhart with the delivery. Strike 3, a delay call. As Barnhart picks up her first strikeout and a big one, as the Cardinals leave a runner at 3rd base, but comes up with no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left, as the Cardinals now have left 7 runners on the bases this afternoon. So after 5.5 innings of play, it's the Marshfield Tigers 4 and the Cardinals of Chippewa Falls 1. And you're watching high school softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
At House of Heating, making your home comfortable is our biggest priority. That's why we offer dependable HVAC solutions and quality work in central Wisconsin. Our pros are knowledgeable in a wide variety of services so you can feel confident in your results. They'll offer the support you need, whether it's putting in a modern HVAC system or working on and maintaining your current unit. Get in touch with House of Heating at 715-384-3163 or contact houseofheating.com. House of Heating, heating and cooling the air you breathe.
And we're back here at Madison Field, and John gives me the thumbs up here real quick, and it's like, boy, those are really short commercials over there. But we would like to thank all of our sponsors. I mean, if it wasn't for these sponsors, we wouldn't be doing these ball games, and so we want to thank them 100 times over. So leading off for the Tigers will be the shortstop, Rand Costa. as Rayon has a 2-run double back in the first and was called out on strikes back in the 4th inning. And Express Employment Professionals has relationships with all local businesses and job openings. Call or stop in an Express Element Employment and find the right career path for you. Ground ball to second. And as a second baseman, Twyman dove for it. She couldn't get her composure, so we're going to give her a base hit on that for Costa as she picks up her second hit of the ball game. And I've got papers just flying all over the place here. And starting out, and number 8 is Oppman coming in to hit as she is a sophomore on the varsity here of and she's pinch hitting. And let's see, okay. So the first pitch comes in, it's a ball. Deliver and foul ball into the screen. 1-1 count. Now to Layla Oppman. As Barrow is on the mound for the Cards. Pitch just high and outside. 2-1 count to Oppman. Runner at first, that's Costa. And the pitch squared around, pulled it back, and called strike. 2-1 count now on Oppman. Rocks and fires. Another strike. And called out on strikes. And that is Barrow's first strikeout. And the first out of the inning. And Madeline Cole, now the second baseman for the Tigers, has lined out to the shortstop and flew out to the right fielder. And a ground ball into the gap. And shortstop's not going to make a play. She'll make a play, but she does not have a chance to throw anybody out. And so an infield hit by Madeline Cole.
The infield hit brings up number 6, right fielder, Taylor Weiss.
And Taylor Weiss now, right fielder. And a fly ball. And called in as infield umpire called an infield fly rule. We had runners at first and second with 1 out. So infield fly rule on that. And 2 outs now. Cameron Pierce. Cameron has struck out, called out on strikes back in the second. Walked and scored back in the 5th as she scored on that triple by Garvin. And so she'll be making her 3rd plate appearance in this contest. She's 0 for 1 on this afternoon. And Hiller's True Value is Central Wisconsin's Milwaukee Tool Destination Center. Check out current promotions and great fall deals on Milwaukee tools today from the people you can depend on. That's Hiller's True Value in Marshfield. And the next pitch just catches the outside corner for strike 1. 2-1 count. Now on Cameron Pierce. Rocks and fires by Burial and swing and a miss for strike 2. And a line shot And it's going to fall. And they're waving her home. Play at the plate. And sliding in. Safe. Is Costa. And so Costa scores from second on the play. And an RBI single by Pierce gives the Tigers now a 5-1 lead. And Delaney Varsho now at the plate. Delaney having a great day as she singled back in the first and scored. Flew out to the center fielder in the second. Had a double in the fifth and scored. So she's 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored today. And a shot up the middle with 3 hits for Delaney Varsho. And coming around and scoring is Madeline Cole. As Cole adds the 6th run of the ball game for the Tigers with an RBI single by Delaney Varsho.
The single by Varsho brings Lillian Griesbach, catcher number 4, to the plate for the Tigers.
As Varsho having a breakout game here. Going 3 for 4. And the first pitch right at the letters to Lillian Griesbach. Lillian has struck out swinging in the first, called out on strikes in the third, and lined out with a shot out in left field. She's 0 for 3 on the afternoon. Pitch high by Barrow. And rocking and fired. And upstairs. Ball 2, 2-1. Runners at first and second for the Tigers. 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. Next pitch just misses upstairs to Lillian Griesbach. 3-1 now to the Tiger catcher. Waiting in the on-deck circle is Lydia Garvin, who's got 2 hits in today's contest. Ground ball to shortstop, throws over to third for out number 3, as Griesbach will get a fielder's choice, and 6-5 as they get Pierce at third base. But the Tigers come up with 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 left. And so after 6 complete innings of play, it's the Marshfield Tigers 6 and the Cardinals of Chippewa Falls 1. And you're watching the high school softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Little Sprouts Learning Garden with 2 convenient central Wisconsin locations. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
Little Sprouts has been around for almost 7 years here in Auburndale. In Rudolph, we've been open for about 2.5. We serve here in Auburndale, we have 6 weeks old up until 12-year-olds. And then in Rudolph, we have 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds. The biggest thing that we do with them is we have play-based learning so that they learn through play with each other. And social skills are a huge part of what we do with them.
Find Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
All right, we're back here at Madison Field where the Tigers add 2 more in the bottom of the 6th inning to make it a 6-1 ball game. And the Tigers coming up with some big hits in this contest, as players are just having outstanding ball game here. As Delaney Varsho going 3 for 4 in this contest. Lydia Garvin 2 for 3 in this game. Rayan Costa 2 for 3 in this game. I mean, it's they've come up with the big key hits is what I'm trying to say. BBD Sports Shop is your one-stop headquarters for everything outdoors. Shop 2 convenient central Wisconsin locations in Cadott and Abbotsford or online at bigbeardown.com. That's BBD Sports. And leading off for the Cardinals here in the top of the 7th inning, do and die for the Cardinals, is the number 9 hitter, center fielder, Gracie Amundsen. Gracie has grounded out to the shortstop back in the 3rd and had a double back in the 5th inning and got thrown out at the plate on a great play by the Tiger defense. And delivery with a changeup from Barnhart is hit foul over to the Marshfield dugout. 0-2 count on the Cardinals center fielder Gracie Amundsen. Barnhart gets a sign from Griesbach, and a pitch just outside. A little bit low and outside, so Amundsen still has life yet. Yeah, she gets herself set in the batter's box. Right-handed hitter. And fire. And Barnhart bounces one in for ball 2. Barnhart set on the mound. Rocks, delivers, and fouls it back on the screen as Griesbach retrieves and gets it back to Barnhart. As I mentioned, Tigers will be in action tomorrow when they play over at the Green Hack over in Schofield. Game time for that is at 5 o'clock against Anigo. And the pitch and a ground ball. Third baseman, that's Garvin. Garvin throws over to Kraus for out number 1. So 1 down here in the top of the 7th inning.
Now to the plate for the Cardinals, second baseman, number 14, Roz Twyman.
As Rosalind Twyman comes to the plate, the second baseman having an outstanding ball game today. She singled in the 1st, singled in the 3rd, and doubled in the 5th. She's 3 for 3 on the day. She's got 3 of the 6 hits that the Cardinals have today. And pitch right down Main Street for a call, strike 1. As Rosalind gets herself set back in the batter's box here. Barnhart with the delivery. Changeup upstairs, ball 1. Coming up after this ball, at the end of this game, will be the Nasonville Dairy postgame show. Barnhart set and shot up the middle, 4 for 4. Great ball game. Great way to start out the season for the young second baseman, Rosalind Twyman.
Cardinals shortstop, number 3, Georgia Romanowski.
As Twyman is having a great ball game and a great way to start out the season, as she is a senior for the Cardinals. And coming to the plate now is the shortstop, Georgia Romanowski. Has played a great shortstop today. She had a sacrifice bunt back in the 1st, struck out swinging in the 3rd, and an infield hit in the 5th. And a wild pitch by Barnhart moves Twyman to second base. 1 down here in the top of the 7th inning for the Cardinals. Barnhart with a pitch called a strike right at the knees, as Romanowski has that running start in the batter's box as I call it, the Punch and Judy hitter. As Barnhart, 1-1 count. And a bunt. And with that running start, it gives her a head start, and she gets another infield hit as she goes now 2 for 4 in today's game, advances Twyman over to third base. So now runners at the corners for the Cardinals with 2 down. And the Tigers are up 6-1 with a 5-run lead here in the bottom of the top of the 7th inning. And 1 down. And now to the plate is Lauren Shepard. Shepard has popped out to the third baseman, struck out, called out on strikes in the third, and walked in the fifth. So 0 for 2 on the day. Barnhart got out of a jam back in the 6th inning there when they had a triple by Henkelman with 2 outs, and Swan landed up being called out on strikes back in the 6th. So count now 1-1 to the catcher, Lauren Shepard. Barnhart with the delivery. Just missed inside, and 2-1 count now for the catcher, Lauren Shepard. Runners at the corners. Everybody playing defense-wise straight away as Barnhart comes up to the pitching rubber, gets the sign, and the delivery. And a swing and a miss by Shepard. Count now 2-2. Chippewa Falls, as I mentioned, will be in action against Eau Claire North next Tuesday, April 8th. Next pitch to Shepard is high and outside. Ball 3-2 now. As Chippewa Falls will start their conference season, it'll be usually a battle between them and New Richmond. New Richmond has a very, very good ball club year in and year out. And so do the Cardinals. In fact, the Cardinals only finished, I think it was only a game out of first place last year in the conference. Barnhart with the delivery. And a shot up the middle, and run will score. And holding up at second base is Romanowski as Shepard comes up with a big RBI base hit up the middle to score Twyman.
RBI single brings up the third baseman, number 10, McKenna Bauer.
And Bauer now coming to the plate. She has struck out swinging in the first, grounded out to the second baseman in the fourth, and struck out swinging in the fifth. So she's 0 for 3 on the afternoon, and coming out is pitching coach Costas, Dan Costa, out there to talk a little strategy here. And puts his arm around Barnhart, says, just relax. We'll get him here. Tigers still have a 6-2 lead. The tying run in the on-deck circle. So actually, Barnhart can get a save out of this. Barnhart with the delivery. On the outside corner for a call, strike 1. McKenna Bauer, now the batter, the third baseman. She has struck out in the first, grounded out to the second baseman in the fourth, and struck out in the fifth. So 0-1 count with runners at first and second, 6-2 Tigers in the seventh. And fouling it off to the right-hand side is Bauer. Makes the count 0-2 on McKenna. Barnhart gets a sign from Griesbach. Just missed outside. 1-2 count to McKenna Bauer. As Bauer gets into the box, gets set. Barnhart steps up to the rubber, gets the sign from Griesbach, and the pitch. Just upstairs, 2-2. There's a lot of support in that Cardinal dugout there as they're saying, come on, Bauer, we know you can do it. Come on, McKenna. And the pitch. And a fly ball down the right field line and foul. 2-2 count on McKenna Bauer as she stays alive. As a wind blowing out to the right field. A little overcast. Barnhart gets the sign from Griesbach and the delivery. And bounces just in front of the plate. And we had a double steal here as both Romanowski line up stealing third and Shepard steals second. So we have runners now at second and third with a 3-2 count on McKenna Bauer, and she backs out of the batter's box. And the delivery. Upstairs, ball 4. As we now have bases loaded with one out. The first baseman, Allie Geist. Now, Allie flew out to the left fielder back in the second, flew out to the left fielder in the fourth, and lined it out to the shortstop back in the sixth inning. So a lot of pressure on this freshman pitcher for the Tigers. And a pitch right down the main straight for a call, strike one. A lot of excitement here for first game of the year for the Cardinals here, trying to get back into this one. And fouls it off as the tying run is at the plate in the form of Allie Geist, the first baseman. Tigers leading 6-2 here in the top of the seventh inning. Barnhart gets the sign from Griesbach. Pressure's on. Outside. Ball 1. 1-2 count on the first baseman, Allie Geist. Geist gets set in the box. Barnhart ready to deliver. And a fly ball to left field. Running in. And trying to make the catch was the shortstop, Costa, but just a bit out of her reach. The left fielder out there, Pierce, didn't get a good enough jump on it, and Pierce, I'm thinking Costa had a better shot at it, and both the third baseman and Costa and Pierce and Garvin all joined into that area, and it dropped between the three. So Barnhart now with a 1-2 count on the batter, Geist. And back. And the play, great heads-up play by the freshman. Great heads-up play by the freshman Barnhart as it hit her off the chest, and she flipped it to Griesbach at home plate because we had the force at the plate and got her just barely. And third base coach for the Cardinals wanted to argue it a little bit, but she kind of backed off. But so 2 down now, and still bases loaded. And that ends the game as the Tigers will come away with a 6-2 win over the Chippewa Falls Cardinals, who's usually a good tournament team year in and year out, and very strong club in that Big Rivers Conference. So the Tigers with a very impressive 6-2 win as their bats were just excellent tonight. And a lot of pressure on the 2 freshman pitchers that did just a great job. So the Cardinals come up with 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and 3 left. And the final score from Madison Field here is the Marshfield Tigers 6 and the Cardinals of Chippewa Falls 2. And coming up next is the Nasonville Dairy postgame show. Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds made daily. Get your cheese curds, Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield, Curtis, or NasonvilleDairy.com. So we'll be back with Coach Linsmeyer in just a bit, and a player to be player of the game right after this. And you're watching high school softball on
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fure, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflatiri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's cheese, pizza cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fir, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
All right, we're back here at Madison Field where the Marshfield Tigers this evening put on a very, very great display of softball with a very nice 6-2 victory. And Becky, I'll tell you, your ball club is a very, very nice ball club. Defensive-wise, offensive-wise, you came up with some big, big hits in this contest. And I can't say enough of the big key hits that you had. I mean, you started out with 2 runs there in the first inning, but you had a little lull in there for about 3 innings where you didn't do anything, but then the bats started up again. But very nice ball game by your club.
Yeah, you know, for early in the season like this is a big win for us, but it's early, and we know we have things to work on. But I'm super proud of the effort and the work that these girls are putting in. You know, it seems like every game we're having different players step up, which is awesome. We have some young pitchers, freshman pitchers in there, and you know, you couldn't ask for more from a freshman right now. And we're just playing solid defense behind. We know what we have as far as offensively. We're going to be tough. We're going to be tough to get out, and just putting the bat on the ball. I think early in the second, third, fourth inning, I think we were just, you know, trying a little bit too hard. And so we just got, you know, talk about one pitch at a time, let the game come to us, and good things will happen. So, yeah, I mean, across the board, 9 hits, you know, big runs there in the 5th and 6th inning. I mean, super proud of this group, and looking forward to a fun season.
You know, and it wasn't just a single base hits. It was your doubles and triples that came up at the right time to score those big runs. And let's go back to your freshman pitchers. I mean, I didn't realize that they were both freshman pitchers, and I'll tell you, their composure out there was just fantastic, where Molly got out of that one jam in there and got a strikeout in there, and also when Barnhart came in, and very smart play with the play at home plate. Instead of trying to get the play at first base, she came off her chest and she just lobbed it into Griesbach at the plate.
Yeah, that was her only play there, you know, and so and when it happened, I said, that's all instinct, you know, and for a freshman to have that, I mean, those, you know, our freshmen play a lot of ball, you know, they do a lot of travel ball, and so they have a lot of game experience. I loved that this game gave us opportunities to play under pressure a little bit early in the season, you know, and see what we're made of, you know, test our freshmen a little bit, test our sophomores, you know, and hopefully we can execute. You know, there's always things we're going to try to clean up on, but yeah, loved that it was an early game in the season. Loved that, you know, we did what we needed to do to win this, and we had to put faith in her, in Angela there at the end. I mean, we all had faith in her and said, hey, let's go. We trust you, trust your defense, and they did a great job of doing that for us.
And this young lady here, a breakout ball game for her tonight. 3 for 4. I mean, she's a senior. You got the senior leadership there, and you've moved her kind of from left field to center field this year to control things out there. But she did a nice job on the plate and hit the ball hard.
Yeah, super proud of Delaney. She's one of our hardest workers, and you know, she deserves this right now. I'm so happy for her. She came through, and she's really hard on herself, which we try to tell her not to be so hard on herself. But you know, she's willing to do whatever we ask her. You know, we moved her to center field to start the season, and you know, we're going to be, you know, we make changes as the season goes on, depending on things go. But she's been playing really well out center. She's as a leadoff batter, she's getting on base. You know, last week I know when we were up in the Dome, she was a little hard on herself, and I said, hey, but your on base percentage is outstanding, so I'm not going to complain. You're getting on base. And so, you know, and tonight I'm super happy for her because she was able to get some hits, you know, and that always builds some confidence early on in the season as well.
Well, now tomorrow night you head up to the Green Heck and take on the Antigo Red Robins, and so back-to-back days here. Instead of having a day off, you got to go back-to-back days.
Yeah, you know, it is softball season in Wisconsin. You know, it impacts us a little bit with our pitching. You know, we actually play tomorrow at 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock, so we have 2 games tomorrow, and so, you know, we don't want to use our pitchers up too much either going this early in the season, so we're trying to manage them the best we can. But yeah, it'll be a great experience. We're going to see some great pitchers up in DC Everest, and you know, it's just nice to play inside a little bit and stay a little bit warmer. But yeah, it'll be a great experience for us.
All right, good luck tomorrow night then, Beck. You bet. Delaney Varsho, our player of the game. Delaney, outstanding ball game tonight. What's it feel like playing a different position now? I mean, you're still playing in the outfield, but you got more responsibility now out in that center field and controlling things out there.
It feels really good. I've played center here and there throughout club, so it's new to me, but it's not really new to me in a sense. I have enjoyed playing, and especially the outfielders next to me. I have a really good connection with them, so I feel that they have faith in me, kind of moving them around in the field so that we're knocking everything down and nothing's getting past us.
a great game tonight, going 3 for 4. You know, you started out the ball game with that base hit and hit the ball hard that second time also out to center field. And then you came up with that big double and also a big base hit in the 6th inning. And so great ball game tonight. And I wish you the best of luck the rest of the season. I know whether you being a senior and senior leadership, everybody's looking, your way for your leadership also. But again, great ball game, Delaney.
Thank you.
All right. What we're going to do is I'm going to step off to the side here. I'm going to go over there and count you down, and you know what to do, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Delaney Varsho, and I'm in the house.
Thanks, Delaney. Well, that's going to wrap it up here at Marshfield as the Marshfield Tigers beat a very good Chippewa Falls Ball Club 6-2. Great pitching outing by Molly Fox and also Angela Barnhart, and great defensive game by the Tigers also, and their sticks were just outstanding. So I'm going to be over in Neillsville tomorrow night with the Stratford Tigers. Take a look at them with the Neillsville Warriors. And so for Dan Lau, I'm Mike Steinwagner. Well, thank you for watching tonight's ball game here on Zaleski Sports, and we'll catch you and have a great weekend.